how Esau uses the nigger woman, extorts and pimps her. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bahar Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of the GMS that rule as well. I say peace, blessing, salutation to Yakim, the Aquaf tuning in, the few, you Israelite foreigners, the hell is going on? Slaki. Yeah. Peace, blessing, salutation to Yakim, Aquaf tuning in, and you Israelite foreigners that are scattered waiting for the return of our Lord Yahushua. Knowing that the times are evil, being circumspect, and being on full guard, on your toes. So this is how Esau uses our women, starting with the so-called black woman. And it says Serena Williams backs black woman-led wig company set to change the game. Now we understand the so-called black woman. She's been cursed. She can't really grow hair. So she's really like the trendsetter of, wearing wigs and so forth. And it's very hard to really even deal with black women because one thing that will break your pockets with these women, the so-called black women, is their high-ass bills of wearing fucking weave. Now, we live in a society, well, according to our law, women are supposed to cover their heads. And when you really have put like two and two together, it will really be more beneficial that women just cover their goddamn heads. They can save a lot of money because we understand the nigga woman is cursed. But this is how Esau makes billions, and these other nations make billions off our women. And another thing too, these women, they'll take the so-called black woman and they try to make it seem like they're so empowering. So they'll take the nigga woman, set her up, use her, give her, cause that's how Esau does. He goes by statistics, and he'll allow a few niggas to get in, set up a shop, so it gives the other niggas hope. I mean, Esau's game, this shit is so rigged. Then if when other black women don't get, don't really make it in the society, they'll have another self-esteem issue, pretty much saying, damn, so why didn't I, I see Serena Williams up there, why couldn't I get up there? So it's just how you say it, it's just a bunch of, bullshit, and a lot of, a revolving door of just breaking our people, extorting them and pimping them, making billions, and then you take them, cast them on the wayside. But it says, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but so it says, source courtesy of Parfait. As a founding partner of Serena Ventures, tennis champion, businesswoman, Serena Williams recently backed a black woman-led startup implementing facial recognition and artificial intelligence to provide consumers with customizable wigs. Spearheaded by Serena Ventures and Upfront Ventures, Parfait has raised $5 million in seed funding, Afrotech reports. Others investors in the wig company included Ulu Ventures, Unshackled Ventures, Contrary Capital, Visible Hands, True Capital's Culture Fund, Omar Johnson, Chameleonaire, Tristan Walker, and I'm playing Workshop. So, point is, you see, they're funded and they're being backed. But again, they extort and pimp our women, and how they're doing it is they're doing it off the curses of our people. So I'm going back to, let's go to Isaiah the 3rd chapter. Bear with me real quick. So I'm jumping down to verse 16. So moreover the Lord said, because the daughters, Isaiah 3:16, moreover the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite this with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. You know? So the Lord, cursed the so-called black woman with boldness, man. You know? So it says, hold on real quick. And that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls, and their round tire like the moon. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Verse 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of well set hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. You see that? Yep. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So due to our curses, Esau makes bank. And I'm going to Deuteronomy 28. I mean, it's evident that we are the children of Israel, man. The curses, and so to speak. And it's as a brother Lakama in my camp, he said, certain things we somewhat knew in times past, but see this generation that we're in now being the most degenerate, and pretty much what Esau really wanted from a generation. This generation, they're going to bring in the new world order, because these kids, and the parents, man, are just fucking through. And again, those legislations, those social constructs that Esau has put in place, you can it's clearly evident. So let me see real quick. So let me. Verse 37, Deuteronomy 28:37, and thou shalt become astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. Let me see. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast its fruit. Let me see. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt become down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Verse 48, and it says, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So he's destroyed us, and now he's making. He gives us a false state of hope that we're free, we're liberated. And again, you read the book. What's that book? Damn. Christopher Columbus. Damn, not Devastation of the Indies. Can't believe I forgot that. Pretty much, it goes into damn, Willie, is it Willie Lynch? If I'm not mistaken, Willie Lynch. He made that speech over here on the James River, in pretty much how to control the slaves. And what they did was, he made a book, and talks about how to keep niggas in check, the slaves in check. How to keep them out of order, no discipline, no trust, no unity. You put the woman against the men, the man against the woman. Use the light skin, their looks, their body parts, and other methods. And they saw that the so-called black, starting with the so-called black woman, she was great for economics. So you break her and you study her very close, and you break her, and she will break the man, and she will be very bitter towards her husband, and that goes back to Deuteronomy 28. It goes into verse 56 and 54. How the wife of thy bosom shall be evil toward her children and towards her husband. And you pay study close. You pay close attention to her, and she will break her offspring, and she will be fully it pretty. I'm trying to think. It says she will be pretty much eating right off of your hands once you break her and once you got her in complete submission. And that's why the so-called black woman, she's very submissive. She's submissive to the so-called white man in this society. That's why she's so adamant about starting up a business, bragging and boasting and being a part of the society, because she's in fully submission to the so-called white man, her handlers, her master. And you clearly see this. That's why and even them, they having a so-called black father. They had their father, but you clearly see she had a kid by Edomite, and now she's completely down with with society. And she's not the only one. There's many more. And again, me personally, man, I fucking hate so-called black women that wears wigs. I stay far away from them. And even to the so-called black women that even wear natural hair, their fro, they're even bugged out. So yeah, man, the so-called black woman is fully set to be in this society. So it's very hard to even manage with them, deal with them, bear them, be around them, even be around when they talk, hear them. Yeah, starting with the so-called black woman, man, she's through. She's bugged out, man. So it's wise to, for brothers, man, me personally, man, I'm gonna tell you like this, starting even the elders, man, stay away from them. And do not take them serious, and be very careful dealing with them, because they're fully set to. It's like they've been engineered, starting with their mothers and their grandparents and their grandmothers, due to a lot of the witchcraft and so forth, into breaking them to loving the society, being a pawn, a tool in the society. That's why they use the so-called black women like Lil Kim, Trina, and many more to usher in a lot of this wickedness. They use her low self-esteem for the beneficial of their gain. But, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and Lord's will, you edified. And, man, this America has to be destroyed. It's too much, it's been too many, what's that word? Majority of our people have pierced themselves in many sorrows to the point of no return. So with that, I'm saying shalom.